I am Alicia Bell, and I am actually from Franklin, Tennessee, and I work at GraceWorks Ministries. GraceWorks has been in business 30 years next year, and I've been with the organization for 7 years. We have 65 staff members and over 300 regular volunteers every single week. We're a $13 million organization, including cash and in-kind contributions. So my question is, what advice would he give someone who is stepping into the role of CEO when not only I've been there for a really long time, but wanting to lead this ministry into its largest season yet as we finally try to tackle our largest barrier of owning our own and first ever location?
That's a really, really good question. Anytime anyone steps into a new leadership role that they weren't in before, at Ramsey, we ask them to go on a listening tour. A listening tour means you listen. You have 2 or 3 questions like the ones you just asked, Alicia, like, what do you think we're doing right? What do you think we're doing wrong? What's your vision? Where do you think we need to go? And you sit down with, at a minimum, your key team members on the team that you're getting ready to start leading for the first time and go, hey, there's a level of humility with this. There's I'm learning how to do this. And as I start putting our new plans in place for where we go at the next stage of this organization, I want to hear from you. What is it you think we ought to be doing? You probably got some better ideas than I've got, and I want to hear what's right, what's wrong, what's missing, what's confused, what are our biggest strengths. How, in her case, she's looking at a building. How important do you think it is we get a building? Those kinds of things, and just ask for them. And here's the thing: even if what they bring up is wacky, at least they are heard. And you can circle back later and say, okay, here's where we're. I've talked to everybody. Pull everybody back together, pull the key leaders back together in a room and go, okay, based on everything I've gathered from you guys, it looks like that everyone's pretty much in agreement that this is the way we're going to go on this thing, and this is some stuff we need to work on over here. A couple of you had other suggestions that are out on the edges of that. We're not going to get to those right now, but thank you for your input. And so this is where we're headed, and now you guys got to help me get there. What do we got to do next? And but I always recommend you do a little, because a little bit of one-on-one time, a little bit of time sitting and just listening goes a long way to build trust, because the new person, switch moccasins for a second, you've got a new boss. Well, you kind of want to know what the new boss is going to do. You kind of want to know how they think. And if the first thing they do is come around and ask your opinion about something, that's offering respect and dignity to the team. And you really do need to know the stuff. It's going to be very helpful to you to lead going forward. So a listening tour, which is you're not casting vision. You're not telling them what you think. You're asking about 3 questions, 30 minutes, cup of coffee. You're writing down the answers, and then you gather everybody back together and say, this is what I found when I talked to all of you. This is where I think we're going. That fits with kind of what I was hoping to do, and what I was thinking we ought to do is do this. And I'd like you guys to help me get there, and I can't do it without you. I've got to have everybody on this team pulling together. And if you can't, what do we need to do for everybody to be comfortable to buy into that? Because this is going to be our desired future. And then you begin to help them together. We are building a desired future where we're going. And that's a really, really good and healthy place to be. I love that. Very good question.